topic. Shannon Sharp finds himself in hot water looking down a $50 million scandal uh, where audio leaked of him and a young lady talking, you know, talking on their sexual vibe. It comes across a bit creepy for people that don't engage in sexual activity. But when you talking to a woman on the phone, it ain't, hey baby, what's going on? Yo, what color panties you got on? What you doing? I'm gonna choke you when I get over it. I'm gonna spank that butt. I know women like to hear stuff like that. Just me personally. They don't want to hear, oh baby, can I hold you close tight at night? No, they don't want to hear all that. When y'all on that type of time, they want to hear the sexy. That's how it came across to me. But the lawyer Tony Busby, he's also a part of the team that's suing Shannon Sharp, and he's looking at a $50 million situation. He had offered $10 million for the scandal to go away. The young lady had turned it down. What do you think about all of that?
Shannon Sharp is a dumbass if you let a 23-year-old finesse you out your pockets. You know what I'm saying? How you build a kingdom and you let this young pup dismantle the whole kingdom. So your house was made out of cards? Like, what are we talking about here? And then on top of that, it was already consenting sexual activity because of the text message that was leaked out. So how are you able to record somebody unknowingly and then leak that out? How is that even possible? Somebody need to check this lawyer's credibility. Oh, I forgot. He's under the bar association. So we already know how that get down. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're never going to be for the people, because once you take the bar, you never for the people. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a British accredited regency. So how are you an American lawyer, but you taking a bar based on British accredited regency? How does that work?
Mm-hmm.
How are you for the people if you take an exam which is for the British accredited regency? If y'all ever notice, every time I read law, it's from Britain.
Mm-hmm.
So again, how are lawyers taking on cases in American courts, but when they take their test, it's based on British accredited regency? How? Mm-hmm. So you a foreign agent.
Mm.
You are a foreign agent. So already the law system is illegal based on that fact alone. You know what I'm saying? So they always gonna find a way to finesse you. The melanin people off rip.
Shannon don't speak British.
Yes. But the law does. The law is like anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why these lawyers is always gonna finesse and do all these things. And then it's like, well, I was gonna say that, but it doesn't make no sense because other lawyers is all under the same umbrella anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Right. That's why they could get away with these things. As a melanated man, and you have all this money, you did not situate yourself properly. It's all your fault. You can't blame nobody else but yourself. You had access to all this wealth. You didn't protect yourself no other kind of way, and you get caught up like this. It's just, come on, son. You gotta do better, son.
And it's interesting that he was looking at a $50 million contract from the networks.
So it's always when your contract is up, that's when you get caught with some goofiness.
Right.
It's always when they need to cut you another check. Now all of a sudden, here's some scandals.
Right. So instead of 50 million, it hit 20 million. Now go sit down because you're lucky we paid you the 20 million. Like, it kind of feel like that to me, because thankfully he's not, losing sponsorship or his job at the moment. But at the same time, you put yourself in a situation where you're supposed to be the boss of. And on top of that, the fact that you basically facing a charge out of a position from somebody that you just smashing and passing the time with. Nobody that I'm ever smashing or passing the time with can get me caught up in a legal situation, because I won't even allow it. And this will kind of let you know that the money makes you who you are, or the fame makes you who you are. Simple and plain, because money just makes you more the person that you already are. It changes the people that's around you. So at the end of the day, the fact that he got caught up, obviously, it is his fault, for not picking wisely on the type of person he's going to have around him. And secondly, this person was nobody of importance. There's nobody of importance on any level of money should ever trip you up, whether you have some or you don't have some. If they're not important to your life, there's no way they should trip you up, especially if you have an intimate relationship with them. I don't care what they record. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine if they was to record me, speaking to women I deal with. He talking nice compared to
Even
what
if
I.
the shorty was recording me on the phone, I go by the principle of 10 words or less. So conversation is gonna be short, sweet, and to the point. So you ain't catching me on nothing when I'm using 10 words or less on you. You can't finesse me with 10 words or less, baby.
Yo,
I'm
bro,
not gonna incriminate myself if I'm using 10 words or less.
bro up there counting his words when you talking to shorty on the phone.
Oh, no, that was 11. Nah, that's too many words.
Yo, you stupid. Yo, nah, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Forget all that. I'm gonna say but it's so crazy. And again, I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? But I don't face these problems. I don't go through these problems with women, bro. Like, I just don't go through these issues. And it's so weird. You see these dudes have these issues with women, meaning the fact that, of course, I've been in a situation with a woman that we argue or something is like, I mean, of course, we all have, right? But I'm talking about where I'm allowing somebody to change the trajectory of my life. I've been through that one time, and that one time I was a teenager. I learned as a teenager not to let people that you're smashing or deal with have the ability to change your life, change the trajectory of it. I went into college. When I went to college, y'all, I was the only person that I knew that was in college with the deal. In order for me to stay out of jail in college, I had to keep a 2.5 GPA average. I also had to do community service. I had to do anger management. I had to do something else. And I had to do like a required small time or whatever. It was like days. It wasn't like 30 days or, months or something like that. But I had to do all this stuff just to go to college. Right? Of course, having child support on top of my head, playing football on top of my head, all this, I had to make sure. So I learned from that situation at 18 years old, 18, matter of fact, it was 18 years old, not to have somebody that I'm dealing with have the ability to change the trajectory of my life. That was a lesson well learned that I had to learn, so that way the rest of my life I move in a certain type of way. Shannon, what, 50, 55, 56? And he's learning this lesson now. That's unfortunate, but you know what I'm saying? You are the company that you keep. So we got to do a better job keeping the proper company around and away from us. Anything you want to add to that?
They pick these niggas for this shit.
Moving on to our next hot topic. Did the WWE did the WWE always have a underlining highly weird environment?